Hey folks, thanks for joining us for Season 3 of Crappie USA TV. We're seeing some fantastic fish coming in, so stick around and join us for the 2022 Winter Championship at DeLand, Florida.
I'm Joe Carter from Gilbert, South Carolina. The travel was great. We went to Crescent and fished a tournament last week, and then we just drove over here and fishing in St. John's this week. Hope to get 10 pounds a day. We've caught some real good fish here. If the wind lays down, we hope to get 10, maybe more today.
We pleasure fish as well as tournament fish here, so we like this area.
We've gone to some completely different colors that we've been using, and as for this water, we've always thought that the blue and silvers were some of the best colors, but now we've changed completely to a different color, and we're gonna try it. And we started speeding up and slowing down real quick, speeding up and slowing down to get more action in our jigs. Instead of just pulling them solid through the water, we're trying different things to get a reaction bite. I'm using yellow and black head, yellow. It's kind of a mustard body. It's something I've never used. I thought it was too ugly to use, but it's catching fish right now. Day before yesterday, it was the blue silver with a chartreuse tail with a pink head, and we had to pull that at about 1.2 to get a good strike on it. We even got jigging lily pads and did real good yesterday on lily pads, bringing out some big males out of the lilies. You know, it's gonna be a hit and miss. If we get ran off the lake, we're going to the lily pads. You know, if the wind messes with us there, we're gonna throw out our long lines and come down the river. We may have to leave tomorrow and only get a piece a day in fishing. Well, it's supposed to be severe weather storm coming through. They're talking about ice and the tree limbs falling, and it's one of those things we may have to give up the tournament to make it home safe. It's happened to us down here before. We've had to cut it short and leave and go home. But, you know, this is a great fishery. I hope we will get enough today that will make us want to forget about the ice tomorrow.
Been doing today?
Pretty good. The trolling motor messed up this morning. Took us 30 minutes to get the trolling motor up and running, got it going, and then soon after that we got a big fish and got it all the way to the edge of the boat, and between the little waves and the bad tide, we lost it, and then we just been fighting the wind right now.
Yeah, how's that wind been treating you?
Lovely. As you can tell, it's a little rough out here.
Has that been affecting your bite, you think?
Yeah, it's too rough out there. We're jerking the baits away. The wind's picked up too much. It was bad this morning, but seems like it's getting a little bit heavier rolls. We had to tie the drift socks on the front of the boat to hold the back front down, but we're getting a lot of water coming over the back on some of these big waves.
Where do you guys think you're heading next?
Home. We're probably going back to the river, back down where we're at this morning. And we've lost so much time, we just got to try to pick up 7 fish.
I'm Kenny Nobles. This is Vicki Nobles. We're from Jeffersonville, Georgia. This is our second Crappie USA tournament. Had a great time. We fished Orange Lake back in early December, and so this is our second tournament. Doing pretty good, pretty good. Fishing right now is a little slow. Started out pretty good. We've got only got 3 good keeper fish. Having these little hybrids kind of wearing us out right now. Have watched Crappie USA on TV for years. We kind of got burnt out, you know, fishing our home lakes, just doing the same thing over and over. So we bought a boat, fixed it up, and said we were going tournament fish. The early bite was real good. We noticed yesterday that it slowed down, you know, 8:30, 9 o'clock. We're fixing to make a move and see if we can't get back on some. I think we're just going to go back up the river toward Lake George. I know the wind is terrible out on the lake, so I think we're going to stay in the river the rest of the day. It's been 2 good days so far. Looking forward to tomorrow for the end of the tournament. Hopefully we can get our 7 fish so we can go weigh in this afternoon and hopefully place decent.
I'm 83 years old and he's 82. We went to school together, so we worked together. We from North Carolina. We got own property up here at Lake Crescent Estates. He got a house up there and I got a trailer. We used to flounder fish a lot in down Morehead City, North Carolina. We got out here a little after 7 and we put in down in Highland Park, right up here from down Highland Park. First time we'd ever put in down there. We usually put in at Tedder's. They're renovating it. We didn't even really know about it. We knew there's a place down there, but we went down there and explored it. But it was our first trip coming out here from Highland Park. It wasn't a problem, but we waited till daylight so we could see. Well, we're tight lining and got 2 long lines off the back. We got 3/4 ounce weight. The minnow and the jig. Fishing down about 5 feet. And he's long landing behind the boat, but I don't know, 20 yards or so, 2 poles. And that's a mighty slow day. Tomorrow's supposed to be calmer, but if you don't have enough fish to even justify it, probably won't even fish tomorrow. 2-day tournament, I guess, you know.
We won this 2 years ago.
Yeah, we won the Crappie USA tournament 2 years ago. We caught them up in that, going out of Woodruff, in between Woodruff and Dexter. But we tried it today and we only caught some small fish early, so we come out here. Pretty windy, but we probably caught 10, maybe 11. We threw back. We've only got 6 that we kept. We got one about 2 pounds, but the others are small. Second biggest fish and 6th place is the best I ever done prior to having a meal with him.
Leading weights for day 1, 13.56 pounds for the team of Haddosack and Parker. These guys are fantastic anglers on anybody's favorite pond, and we're anxious to see what they put together in day 2. You know, it's been a windy day today and day 1. Wind's been 10, 15 mile an hour right out of the north, so it's been challenging for these guys that want to be out on the open water, long line trolling. But we're still seeing some great weights come in. The wind's going to settle down a little bit tomorrow. Temperatures in the 60s. Should be a great day to be on the St. Johns River.
I'm Will Sapp from Jessup, Georgia. This is my son, Clark Sapp from Jessup, Georgia.
You guys come down to St. John's very often? Is this your first trip
This is
down
my
here?
very first time. I love it so far. I usually primarily fish Lake Crescent, which I mean the St. John feeds into it also, but I've never actually been out into St. John. It's a little different dealing with the current and the steady depth, change of depth, being so deep. Lake Crescent, you know, is usually average 8 to 10 foot. We're gonna try them deep and see how that works. We worked the docks and some of the pads primarily yesterday and didn't really do the greatest. I think most of the bigger ones that were caught was in this deeper water. A little chilly, but once that sun comes up, it'll be all right.
How'd you guys do yesterday?
We done okay. We ended up 5 total. Wasn't a total loss. I hope it's better than what it was yesterday. It was tough yesterday. There's some fish right out there close. We do good. We have our moments. This is our second tournament ever. And so far we've enjoyed them.
What was your weight yesterday?
It was 2 pounds and 77.
Real light. Like I said, we're gonna try to focus on these bigger fish today. Yeah, that wind messed up a lot of our strategies yesterday. That's what we was gonna try to do, was work on this deeper water. Between the wind and the current though, it was rough.
I'm using a ACC crappie stick with a Crappie Fighter zip code spinning reel. Got a 1 ounce egg sinker to make it drop faster, and a size 2 Aberdeen hook for the minute. 4 pound line.
We switch it up time to time. Sometimes we run jigs, sometimes we run minnows, sometimes we'll run jigs with minnows. It all depends.
Actually caught 3 fish already this morning. Pretty decent fish. We didn't do too well yesterday. We caught 4 total. Our final weight was 458.
458.
458. You know, that's our goal every time, is to get our 7, and it's always fun to cull the fish. So didn't get that opportunity yesterday, but hopefully today we'll maybe can cull a couple. It's a little cooler. Of course, you know, we got some low fog coming off the water, but great day yesterday. The wind is not quite so bad today, thank goodness. So the conditions of today are going to be great. We're running double rig minnow. We've got a 1 or so with jig, but mostly minnow. We have swapped the single minnows on 2 of our rods. It seems to be what they're hitting better for us with the single minnow. Hadn't really had any luck with the jigs. Minnows seem to be doing it. The females we're catching are on bed. The tails are really torn up, full of eggs.
This is where we caught them yesterday.
Oh yeah, right through this area. We come out to the main river, just go up a little, go back down. We're looking for a better day today. Started off okay, so we'll see how the rest of it goes.
Shepherd from Tallahassee, west of Tallahassee at Lake Towel. I've been there all my life, you know. Yeah, I'd been catfishing for years in the tournaments and since the 80s actually, and traveling all over the Southeast doing that. And it's just wanting something different, you know. So I joined Crappie USA, and I've been knowing Daryl for years through the catfish tournaments, you know. And it's all been really good. This is really my second crappie tournament, so I'm just new to the crappie fishing. I've been catfishing for years, and I decided I'm gonna give the crappie tournament
Try it out.
a chance. It's been slow for me, but I tell you what, I'm enjoying it. The older I get, the more laid back. And I hadn't caught a fish I just actually put in and motored down and started working this area. You know, I'm using my navionics on my phone to try to get some depth and areas. Hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have some. It's nice weather today. I hope the wind doesn't pick up too much.
Folks, welcome to day 2 of the Crappie USA Winter Championship here on the St. Johns River in Central Florida. What a great place to be this time of year. We saw great fish yesterday. Rumor has it we're going to see better fish today. You know, day 1, the anglers were faced with some strong winds from early morning until quitting time in the afternoon. 10, 15-mile-an-hour winds, which on some of the lakes along the St. Johns River can be pretty hard on you. Today, those winds are gone. In fact, some of the teams are going to be wishing they had a little breeze out there to put a ripple on the water because it's sunshine all day on the St. John. So we're going to see in a little while just how they do in day 2 on the St. Johns River.
.30 on day number 2.
Philip Kidwell, Nicholasville, Kentucky.
Elijah Kidwell from Nicholasville, Kentucky.
Gary Carpenter from Crab Orchard, Kentucky.
Fishing was better today. It was tough, but it was better. We managed to get our 7 fish today and yesterday, which was fantastic for us with the wind and the cold and everything. Weight yesterday was 572. Today was 7 something. We ended up with 1302 total. We improved 2 pounds, right at 2 pounds. Yeah, we'll take that. The wind wasn't as bad. I think the cold front last night pushed our fish out a little more. If you could find a hump, they was on the drop-off. Last Saturday, we talked to some guys that fishes here, said water temperature 72. Today, it was 62. 10 degrees in 7 days, they'll pull back to deeper water. They're wanting to go in and spawn, but the cold weather's pushed them back. Next week, weather improves, you'll see some killer weights at the Crappie Master Tournaments. We will be back. If we can qualify next year, we'll be back here.
Again, on that amateur side, this team resides from the state of North Carolina, 9-13 on day number 1. Here comes Mary and Kevin Hawkins.
Kevin Hawkins from North Carolina.
Mary Hawkins.
Well, I've been tournament fishing for probably the last 12 years. It was better today. Well, once we moved, it was better. We started in the same place we did yesterday, and I don't know if the pressure got to them, the lack of wind, the cold, whatever. There's a million different excuses, but they were not cooperating. Somebody talked me into switching up what we were doing, and it was definitely the right call. I wish we had been doing that the rest of the week. Things would have been different, but it is what it is. It's the first time down here. We come down here, we learn some things. I think we had just a little over 19. We had 9 something yesterday, and we had 9.99 today. So we improved today. We did the best we could, and like I said, we learned from it, and you know, look forward to doing it again.
9, 9, 9. There you go. 6:32 on day number 2, taking them all the way up to 9:04.
I'm Will Sapp from Jessup, Georgia.
And I'm Clark Sapp from Jessup, Georgia. Today's fishing was good. We only ended up with 5 yesterday, and we ended up with 7 today. We tripled our weight. We're running a single pole with a jig head, just finding them in deep water and docks. It was real windy yesterday. I think that did kind of messed them up, and it was cold after the day, but it's warm weather. The wind wasn't as bad. I think it helped. We plan on fishing tournaments of Crappie USA for a while.
It's a learning experience for both of us.
Frank Hanasak and Michael Parker, come on up.
12-12.
Oh my gosh, Frank. 1430.
Yeah, there you go, champions. 1430.
We won the Crappie USA Winter Classic here on St. Johns River. Our final weight today was 27.86. Yesterday we fished mainly in one spot, in the afternoon fished another. Well, today we decided to start in the afternoon spot. It was horrible. So by noon, I think we had close to 10 pounds. Just one pulling. So we'd find these fish suspended and we'd pitch out to them. I'd just let it swing by and they would come up. It took a while for them to get a hit. And then we left a lot of fish both days that just wouldn't hit it. So, we try a couple times and then you just move on.
Fantastic weight. Who would have thought it took a 2-pound average to win this tournament? But it did. Thanks for joining us as we kick off Season 3 of Crappie USA TV. See ya. Get out of here.